Hi and welcome to today's reading. Today's reading is a collective reading. I've been receiving some song messages over the last few days. The same song, actually. The same line from the same song has been coming through. And again today, normally when I clean my showers, I get big downloads. I think for me, water is a conduit for information, for messages. So it was coming through again in the shower today. So I'm going to pull some cards on it to see what I'm picking up on, what the song was. And I'm pretty sure it's Meghan Trainor. The line in it is, "I am your mother, listen to me." And that is literally what I have been hearing on repeat for the past couple of days. Now, it's not my energy. I've got no beef with my mother, and I am a mother myself, and currently I have no beef with my children. There's nothing going on there. So it is somebody else's energy that I am picking up on. And if you have come to this reading, if you clicked on the title for any reason, it's because there is a message in it for you. Potentially I'm picking up on an energy around you, or maybe you are the mother. Now, I'm pretty sure that song is Meghan Trainor. I actually think it's the song maybe that she did with Kris Jenner, maybe. I'm not sure. I will link it in the description box because there may be some more messages in that song, in the lyrics or in the music video. So while I was doing the pre-shuffle, I was hearing collateral damage. I saw the Judgment card and the Fool card both tried to come out while I was shuffling. So the Judgment card is Pluto. Currently, we are in a Pluto and Aquarius transit. So Pluto is in Aquarius for a 20-year period. It takes 248 years to come back to Aquarius. So it takes that long to go all the way around the zodiac. And when we are in Pluto and Aquarius, and potentially why I'm picking up this energy, when we are in Pluto and Aquarius, it is a time of revolution. It is a time of people rebelling against what they've always done, what they've always known. Perhaps you are rebelling against your mother. And she's turning around and she's saying, "I am your mother, listen to me." The other card, so I got the Judgment card and the Fool card. The Fool card is a new beginning. You wanting to make a fresh start, wanting to do something different, and you are getting beef about it, judgment for it, from your mother. Now, it doesn't have to be a mother. It could be a grandmother. It could be a mother figure in your life. A very strong feminine influence is what I'm getting, what I'm picking up on. So let's start with, all my readings are timeless. So whenever you've stumbled across this reading, you were meant to find it. It could be past, present, or future energy. I could be picking up on your energy or somebody that you are dealing with. I'm an intuitive tarot reader, so as I said, I receive messages prior to the reading. I will then come and use my tarot and oracle decks to further clarify that message that I am receiving. All of the decks that I use on my channel are my own design because I am also an illustrator. So as I'm doing the reading, if you call to any of the decks that I use, the link to purchase them can be found in the description box. So let's get going. Now, while I was doing the shuffling, this was just sitting. I used this in a reading the other day. It's something actually that my mother bought me when she traveled to Egypt a couple of years ago. It's a scarab beetle, and it is a sign of spiritual awakening, transformation. A transformation potentially that you are going through. And so I'm going to have it here because I want the energy from it for this reading. Let's have a look. Six of Cups. Now, the Six of Cups is the Sun in Scorpio. If you think about the Six of Cups in regards to a mother, perhaps you've reached adulthood and you're now making decisions for yourself. And it goes against the potentially the moral beliefs, the religious beliefs, the cultural beliefs of your mother and or the generations that went before. Six of Cups is something coming back from the past. Trying to hold you in the past. Really? Collateral damage. That was that word that was coming out, or the words that were coming out. Perhaps the decision that you've made to do something, and oftentimes when somebody says, "I'm your mother, you listen to me," it's because what you're about to do, what you're about to embark on, they feel will be a reflection of them. Page of Wands. The Page of Wands often reminds me of the Fool card. He's a little explorer. And as I said, with that Pluto and Aquarius in transit at the moment, it is a time when, you know, if you look back on who you were, or in 20 years' time, when you look back on who you were today, you will be a completely different person. It's revolution. The last time Pluto was in Aquarius, that 20-year period, we saw the French Revolution and the American Revolution. Huge, huge changes. Now, in the French Revolution, it was the people, Aquarius, the people, challenging the monarchy, and they took the monarchy down. The monarchy ruled the people, and the people rebelled. Page of Wands is an explorer. The Strength card, that is number 8. Maybe you're creating boundaries with your mother. Maybe your mother has had a big influence, or a mother figure has had a big influence over your life in terms of how you make decisions. And now you're saying, actually, I'd like to make this decision on my own, irrespective of whether you agree with it or not. The Strength card is Leo and the Sun. Now, getting back to this Page of Wands, that is Saturn in Sagittarius. So as I call out the placements, you may have these placements in your chart. But Saturn is your karmic teacher. You've learned what you needed to learn from your mother, and now it's time to learn on your own. 7 of Pentacles, it's time to plant your own seeds. Look, I mean, this is a love deck, but, you know, you could see that as this overbearing mother in the background watching. Don't put that there, don't put that there. And mothers by nature, unless you've got a really cruel mother, but mothers by nature just want the best for their children. I think mothers by nature, well, I can speak for myself, I just want to make sure their children are fed and safe and headed on the right path. But it doesn't have to be what your mother thinks is the right path. Like, it's your life, you've got to live it. 8 of Wands, exactly, you've got to live it. The 8 of Wands is fast forward movement. So we've got 2 8s here. Now this year is 2024, which adds up to an 8. This year we have the 8-8 portal. Well, actually, we've got the 888 portal. Every other year since 2015, we've had the 888 portal, so the 8th of August. But this year, because 2024 adds up to an 8, it's the 888 portal. And that happens actually 3 times in August. It happens on the 8th of August, it happens on the 17th of August, and it also happens on the 26th of August. This portal that is driving you towards where you are meant to be headed. Now, as I said, that hasn't happened since 2015. So perhaps this has been a slow progression for you in not severing ties with your mother, but asserting your authority and creating boundaries. Perhaps you've had a spiritual awakening, and part of that has given you the confidence to make your own decisions. Wow. So we've got the Tower. So this decision, whatever it is that you've told your mother, has come as a surprise. Potentially because they are used to having an input into what you are doing. But for you, it's victory after a long battle. So victory is the 6 of Wands, which is Jupiter in Leo. The Tower is Mars. And often, if this is something that you have been working on, building your confidence to actually start making decisions for yourself, or maybe you've always made decisions for yourself, but a lot of them you've kept to yourself so that you don't get this controlling or negative feedback about things that you are doing. Maybe this is the first time that you have openly said, right, this is what I'm doing. This is where I'm headed. Oftentimes when that happens, you might have taken the 6 of Wands, You might have taken 6 months. You might have been thinking about whatever you've set out to do that's caused a ruckus. It might have been 6 months, 6 years of, okay, if I say it this way, what if I do it that way? How are they going to take it? And you take all of that time, that's 6 months, to go through the whole process of getting to the point where you actually verbalize that you're making this change. Victory after a long battle. You are victorious because everything that you've been doing has been leading up to the point, months and months of internal, in your mind planning, and then finally you get the chance to say it. So you are victorious, but for this person who is hearing this information, they are back at the beginning. And so when you actually come together to have this conversation, it's really, really important, if you haven't already had it, really, really important to understand that for your mother or this mother energy, they are back at the beginning. They've got, if this has taken you 6 months to get to the point where you verbalize it, they are back in the beginning of that 6 months. And as much as you may not like what they are saying, you need to give them the opportunity to digest that information, because otherwise when you come together and have a conversation about it, or have an argument about it after you've actually said what you're going to do, it's really important to remember that from that point you're actually having a conversation in different time periods. You are 6 months ahead of them, and you need to allow them the time to, as I said, to digest that information. And I can give you an example of this. Maybe 4 years ago, now I've got adult children, but 4 years ago, one of my children, and it is part of this Pluto and Aquarius transit, came and said that they wanted to convert to a different religion. Now in my family, we have been Catholic for generations. It was something that they had been thinking about for a long time, and obviously it took a long time to get up the courage to come and say it. And for me, I actually said to my child, can I just have a minute to think, to get my head around it? Because I needed to get to the point where they were in order to have a conversation that is going to be anything but fireworks, especially if it's your mum saying, I am your mother, listen to me. The sun was trying to come out. I'm going to let it come out by itself. Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands always comes across to me as, now I'm seeing this as your energy, as somebody who is inquisitive and creative, and maybe you're changing careers, maybe you're changing religions. You could be doing a whole manner of things. And in this Pluto and Aquarius transit, you're meant to be doing it. There's something in the energy that's actually triggering people to say, you know what, this isn't for me anymore. I want to make a change. And perhaps it is a generational thought pattern that's kept you stuck. This inquisitive. You know, he's up here behind the tree. You know, if you think of this as something new that you want to start in your life, that you're passionate about, you know, you might have spent that 6 months or 6 years investigating it. Is it viable? What if I completely change what I'm doing? Is it viable? How can I still support myself? I've also just done a Lilith reading. Lilith is a placement in your chart. It's a shadow placement in your chart which triggers feelings of abandonment. Now, if you've got a mother who is saying, listen to me, and if you don't, then you'll be rejected or ostracized, it may be triggering your Lilith placement. You may have Lilith in the 7th house, which is family and relationships. Check out that reading. Work out where your Lilith placement is, but then check out that reading, because it may give you some insight into what's going on. Potentially too, you may be triggering your mother's Lilith placement. If my child goes and does this, does it mean that they are rejecting me or rejecting my beliefs? You might be triggering each other's Lilith. which may be why it's taken you a long time to get the strength up to actually say what you're going to say. Page of Cups. Page of Cups is the moon in Pisces. They may feel like you have just dropped this bomb on them. Now, Uranus is in Taurus at the moment. Uranus is in Taurus for the next 7 years, I want to say. Uranus is earthquakes. Something that you are doing has caused this, this earthquake between you and your mum, or this mother figure in your life. And they feel like it's come out of left field, especially if you've kept it hidden, like this guy up here. You've lit a match. Ace of Wands. And Temperance card is divine timing. So the Temperance card is Jupiter in Sagittarius. And the Ace of Wands is Aries, Leo, Sag. Perhaps you were always the child that did what you were told, never said anything, and now you've lit a fire. You've lit a fire in the house, in the household, and everybody's scrambling. Nine of Wands. Everybody's scrambling. The Nine of Wands is the moon in Sagittarius. And look, we've got Judgment on the bottom, which is a card that I said I was seeing in the pre-shuffle. You're being judged for this decision. Potentially, your mother is saying, I'm your mother, listen to me. This is not what we do. This is not who we are. Three of Cups. Three of Cups is other energies. Drawing in, you know, what would your father say? What would your grandfather say? What would the people around us say, say? What would the people at church say? And the sun's just gone behind the cloud. I don't know whether you saw that change in the lighting. The Three of Cups is Mercury in Cancer. Mercury is communication. And we've got the Queen of Wands again. Eight of Wands, which I've already got over here. It's time. It's time to make this decision, because Eight of Wands is Mercury in Sagittarius, and we've got it twice. Sagittarius is divine timing. The timing is now, 2/8 this year. The timing is now to make this decision. As I said, 2024 is the year of karmic abundance. You can either stay stuck where you are, or you can go forward to where you are meant to be and get that abundance. Go through that portal that's going through in August this year. It's almost, I feel like I've got this feeling of it's almost pulling you through. And it's because it's time. Whatever it is that you want to light, this new dream, this new passion. Queen of Wands twice. New creative adventure. New creative venture, or new adventure. The time is now. It's time to plant the seeds. Seven of Pentacles. Part of your spiritual awakening. Yeah, we're just getting repeats of cards. So we've got the Six of Wands again. Moving on to calmer waters is the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is Mercury in Aquarius. Mercury. Mercury in Aquarius. Mercury is communication. This communication, this information that you give to your mother, it's part of the catalyst of your growth, because you get the strength to actually say how you feel, to stand up. And perhaps this strength that you get from having this conversation is part of what you will need for this beautiful new beginning that is coming your way. The Six of Wands. Six of Swords is moving on to calmer waters. And on the bottom, the Devil, moving away from toxicity. That's Capricorn energy. It's generational. That's what I'm feeling from that. It's generational things. This is the way we've always done it. Generational trauma, generational wounding. That's keeping these people stuck because they're too afraid to make a change. Let's have a look at guidance. This is my Divine Messages deck. Tying up loose ends. It's time to go. If you haven't already had this conversation, this reading is meant to give you the strength to have it. Maybe you just needed that extra nudge. If you have had it and you are in the process of arguments with your mother or a mother energy, understand that, like I said back here, whenever you started this process of how am I going to say this, that's where that person is that you've spoken to. So allow a bit of space for this person to digest the information. It's a process. But congratulate yourself because you've actually, in some ways, that final part of actually verbalizing what you feel or what you want to do is the hardest part. And it's almost this sigh of relief once you've done it. Sometimes we worry so much about it. And then when you actually just finally say it, you think, oh, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. The truth will set you free. How beautiful is that? The truth will set you free for this beautiful new beginning. For where you're meant to be. Serendipity. I think too, what happens is once you actually, it's almost like a course correction. Once you actually realign yourself with your path because you've gotten the strength to make this decision to move forward, then things that are meant for you start coming your way. Trapped. And if you don't make that course correction, then you will remain trapped. And witchcraft, their magic isn't working. If people are doing and saying things to try and steer you off this path. Now, I'm not talking about things that, for God's sake, don't do something that's illegal or something that, that you haven't thought through properly. I'm talking about things that you are making a conscious, logical, guided change to make. Things that have come about from a spiritual awakening. Witchcraft, their magic isn't working. If there are people in your energy that are trying to tell you not to do what you know you should be doing, create boundaries. You're allowed to do that. This is my Angel Oracle deck. Who is walking with you? 34, Lela here helps control anger. Somebody getting you riled up, walk away. 71, Hayel, divine warrior and protection. You are protected, especially if you are on a spiritual journey. If you are headed somewhere where you know spiritually you are meant to go, where you are being called. Just one more, please. 69, Rochelle, discovery. Where you are being called. And number 45, motivation and willpower. That angel is walking with you on the days where you think, oh, why did I make this decision? It's too hard. There's too many obstacles. That angel is walking with you. Sehelia. Now, let's have a look at, this is my Nodes of Destiny oracle deck. The North Node is currently in Aries. The South Node is currently in Libra. Aries is where you are headed. This Ace of Pentacles, this new beginning. Libra is where the South Node is. It is what you are releasing. Now, Libra is relationships, but Libra is also balanced. So what you are actually releasing is the relationships or the components of a relationship that are unbalanced. I am your mother, listen to me. You are releasing that component of your relationship with your mother where she has or thinks she has control over what you do. So let's have a look. Just want to, thank you. So on the bottom, South Node in the 9th house. If your South Node is hosting a bash in the 9th house, you might be clinging to your beliefs like they are engraved in stone. But hey, shaking things up with diverse viewpoints could unlock a brand new chapter in your life. This celestial hangout is where we unwind, find our zen, and release the old to make room for the future. That is your beliefs. That is your generational beliefs that things have to be done a certain way, and they don't. Because otherwise the world would go on for hundreds of thousands of years and we'd all be the same and nobody would move anywhere or do anything different. And how boring would that be? Now we've got South Nodes. This is what you are releasing. South Node in the 1st house. It's been all about putting yourself in the spotlight to uncover your true self. But hey, it's time to realize that being kind to others doesn't mean losing yourself in the process. This is where we wave goodbye to old habits to make room for personal growth. It's like our spiritual stretch zone. Time to let go and level up. South Node in Aquarius. When the South Node hangs out in Aquarius, it's like a blast from the past, where you rocked those Aquarius vibes in your previous lives or even earlier in this one. These traits are like a cozy blanket for your soul, but be careful not to overdo it. Letting go of them is the key to level up your spiritual game. So you might have some of those placements. Now, I'm going to get you a Moon Oracle. It's time for some lunar tweaks in the 3rd quarter moon phase. That 3rd quarter moon may be relevant to you. And we have new moon vibes in Sagittarius. Time to step back and admire the grand cosmic canvas. Time to actually look at where you are headed. Maybe there's some final tweaks that need to be made. Perhaps this conversation. Perhaps it's time for you to say, I am your child, listen to me. Interesting. Okay, let's get some Scrabble tiles. These have letters and numbers on them. I'll call them both out. Could be your first, middle, or last initial, or that of somebody that you are dealing with, or something that pertains to this situation. Let's just get those. Okay, so we have a Z and a 10, a J and an 8, an M and a 3, an N and a 1, a Y and a 4, a U and a 1, a V and a 4, a W and a 4, a D and a 2, and finally we have a Q and a 10. So that is what I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading. I hope that there was something in here that confirmed something that you were already picking up on intuitively. That is the idea of a tarot reading. To confirm things that you are already picking up on. To give you the confidence, to give you the strength to make the decisions that you need to make in your life. If you resonated with this reading, give it a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I do post daily. If you are interested in any of my tarot or oracle decks, the links to those can be found in the description box. Thanks again for joining me. I wish you all the best with your mum, and I will see you again in another reading.